Let's do it.
River blues. Let the rain drive right on, let the waves sweep along when I get them deep river blues.
Take it, Jud.
Gal's a good old pal. She walks just like a waterfowl. If I get them deep river blues, there ain't no one to cry for me, and the fish all go out on a spree. If I get them deep river blues.
Welcome to String Theory. 'Tis Wednesday night, and tonight I have one of my favorite people in the whole world, Mr. Jud Gunning, is sitting right there. He's playing one of these two new Sienmo guitars that I got shipped over from the custom shop over in China. And we're making mighty fine use of these two guitars, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sound good together.
Oh, they do. And yeah, so we're real proud to be with you. It's really nice to have Jud here in the front seat. His father was here earlier today.
Yeah, where'd he go?
We threw him out. And he was here to review his Crackett Dave Gunning signature model. So that's going to be coming out. I think we're going to drop that tomorrow just to get everybody excited. And then there'll be another review video on Monday. And I've got a ton of stuff here to do. So, yeah. So, what do you think of that?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Pretty good. Our partners, Boucher Guitars, Levy Straps, G&G Music, The Guitar House in Mississauga, Ontario, Brick House in Kitchener, Ontario, The Acoustic Shop in Springfield, Missouri. Love you guys. Parkway Music in Albany, New York, K&K Sound, Gallagher Guitars, Alvarez Yeri, Yamaha, Close Guitars, Cody Guitars, D'Addario, Apollo Picks, Epiphone Gibson, Blue Chip Picks, Tone Slab, LR Bags, Hosen Guitars from Singapore, George Crackett, who we've discussed well today, Emerald Guitars, our buddies that make the best carbon fiber instruments in the world over in Ireland, the Nova Scotia SPCA, Charmed Life Picks, Picker's Grip, Kennard Guitars from Nacogdoches, Texas, Edwinson Guitars from Birmingham, Alabama, and Sienmo, as you see us playing here now, the Arc, and my good friend from Green, Iowa, David Fleming, one of the best single bench builders on the planet. And that's just a smidgen of the people who help us do this every week, ongoing, nearly 5 years now. We've been doing this, and it's been fun, hasn't it?
Oh yeah.
It's not your first time
Fun
here.
to watch.
It is fun to be here, and I just want to say before we start that I'm super proud of this young man here. What are you, 20 now?
20 going on 21 in March.
21 in March. This young man is one of the best guitar players that I've seen come out of this region for quite a while, and I'm super proud of him. The reason I'm proud of him is because of what he studies. A lot of guys don't study the stuff that we play. I like that. We can sit around for hours and play.
You gonna give it away on them now?
Well, you know, yeah. I'm not going to tell them everything.
Right.
No, just save some back. So, tonight we're here, and we're with you, and we love you. In Capo Corner, I think, again, I'm just going to say that there's a tremendous number of companies that have come on board and are going to be reviewed in the coming weeks as I catch up. I'll be filming all the time for the next 3 weeks and getting videos out. That's probably going to take us well into the spring. Boucher is coming very shortly, and next week actually, to debut some of their new guitars. So you're going to see those. You're going to see Sienmo. You're going to see Kennard. You're going to see new stuff from. What else do I have here? Holy God! There's so much of it. So much. Alvarez Yerry's got a new one in. It's insane. There's so much to be done here, but I'm going to catch up in the next 3 weeks. It's going to be a lot of fun. I love coming up here when there's nothing else to do, when I'm not touring and Ginger's home and not flying, and we just sort of hang around here and I talk about guitars. The old fat drunk guy talking about guitars all day, and she uploads it and people watch it and give us money. It's like, I don't know what the hell's going on. What is going on? Why? What's going on? I don't know. So feel free. I want to tell you, if you don't know already, Jud's a multi-instrumentalist, of course, and is a student of the craft of fingerstyle, flat picking, Fralin banjo, three-finger-style banjo, you name it, mandolin, play fiddle too. A little bit of fiddle. I saw
that Facebook video.
It was wicked.
Yeah.
So if you have questions, there's a 20-year-old man that's just starting the journey. He's kicking ass. So if you want questions for Jud, driver, and we'll just go to what's on the board there, Ginger. The lovely Ginger's in the house too. I forgot to mention that. So excited to be. Me and Jud have been picking and listening to music and having a beer and laughing and telling stories. And
I was having a nap.
Ginger was having a nap. Yeah, there we go. Mm-hmm. And that's what happens. That we work.
I'm an exciting person.
Yeah.
What do you get over there, baby? What's going
on? James Graff asked, "What's everyone's favorite John Prine song?"
What say you?
I know you have one.
I like Knocking on Your Screen Door.
Oh yeah,
that's a good one. That was one of his later ones when his voice was shot. He had to sing down probably 4 whole steps.
I'll tell you what. I think my favorite John Prine song is poor Jackie. Jackie's got the same cold that me and Ginger have. I've been coughing like that for 2 weeks. I am too. Sam Stone. For the one line, there's a hole in Daddy's arm where all the money goes. Holy crap, that's a great line. And of course, it's about a returning soldier addicted to heroin. But what a line. There's a hole in Daddy's arm where all the money goes. Jesus Christ died for nothing, I suppose. Little pitchers.
Is it little pitchers, like pitchers as in photographs, or little pitchers like that you drink out of?
Oh no, it's pitchers. Little pitchers have like big ears.
Pitchers that you see.
Don't stop to count the ears.
Yeah.
Sad songs. And
I was always thinking the handle on the pitchers was the earlobes on it that you were.
I don't know.
When you're pouring something.
Well, see, this is the beauty of Prine.
It could be a beer mug or something.
Yeah, it can be interpreted. I mean, I've had
big beers.
Big beers. Yeah, that's my favorite, Sam Stone. What say you now? Next, Kirsten.
Well, we got a super chat from Stephen Baker.
You're going to have a sipping cream. Shipping cream.
He says, "Great to see you both. Don't forget to mention Jud's single."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What was the name of that one?
Summertime in the Maritimes.
Oh, that's... I met your partner.
Yeah. Cameron.
At the Pizza yesterday.
Really?
Yes. I was sitting there waiting for pizza, and he came out with a pizza, a slice. He's like, "Are you JP?" I said, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I said, "I'm Cameron," and he told me, like, I said, "Oh shit!" So he's invited.
Oh yeah.
I told him to come down.
He's into all that kind of music, the hillbilly stuff.
Yeah.
He's out on a deer stand right now hunting.
Yes,
down
yeah,
South
in
Shore,
Yarmouth,
so-
yeah.
Yeah.
He told me, because I invited him here tonight, and he said, "No, I'm hunting deer.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be down on the stand."
He's
right?
out in the woods. I'll message him, and then he won't get back to me for 8 days because he's down on a deer stand somewhere.
8
shooting a black
days.
bear.
Yeah.
That's true. He's a nightmare to get in touch with, but when we do, we...
And that song did really good on the charts in Halifax, didn't it?
It did, apparently.
Yeah. That
And
was
it did
really
well in this
good.
contest. That's, you got
Did
30
it get to
songs,
number one or just...
I don't... I think my cousin, Ella Parker, had that.
Really?
Number one, yeah. She held
Wow.
it for a while. I don't know if we ever got to that.
I know it was in the top 10,
Yeah.
at least. Because it was on Facebook all the time. It was climbing up the charts there. That was a great song. You
Oh,
guys
yeah.
wrote that?
The two of us wrote it. Yeah.
Sweet.
Wrote it down at his place in St. Margaret's Bay.
Well, we're going to have to get him up one night.
Yeah.
The three of us will have to get up here
Oh, yeah.
and sing songs, tell stories. Because he seems like a real cool dude.
He is, too, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Connect.
I got one from Corey McCormick.
Corey McCormick.
That guitar you're playing, is that Sitka Rosewood?
I'm playing?
He says, "Oh, I like it. 00012."
Oh, yeah. It's a 00012 fret Sitka Rosewood, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, this may even be... This could be Adirondack. I'm not sure. It's definitely Sitka.
Is it on the sticker?
I'd have to look at the spec sheets in the house. But, man, this guitar is just unbelievable.
Might say it in Mandarin.
Yeah, Mandarin, yeah.
Who speaks Mandarin?
I love this guitar. They're just beautiful. And these guitars are under $2,000. Like, that's stupid how cheap these are. And the reason they're not going to last that long at that price, because they're trying to break into the Western market.
You mean they won't be stock, not that they're going to break down?
Yeah, no, they're gonna put these guitars. They gave 2 to me, so that I can tell people about them. Because look at the workmanship on the bridge here. The pyramid bridge is done by hand. You can tell it's cut by hand. It's sanded by hand. Everything is camel bone pins, saddle, bridge, everything, right? And it's amazing. These guitars are built by hand by 12 guys in a shop in Guangdong township or city or whatever it is in China. And it's 12 guys. It's a master luthier, Lee his name is. He's been talking to me, and I think that's the guy. And they're super nice, and they're just like, we want to just build great guitars, and here's what we do. And yeah, so you can go on their site. I mean, they're not being reviewed yet. I'm going to review them in the next few weeks. But we're going to show they have a construction site where you can go on and design the guitar in real time. Pick out all the parts, all the body shape, everything, and hit build at the end, and you see the price and the guitar, and
Yeah.
it's incredibly cheap. Like, incredibly cheap for the amount of work that goes into these. That guitar there is rosewood cedar. It's all bound in maple. It has a through bridge, no pins, just like a Loudon. And this guitar here has an actual floating, the fretboard. Yeah, the fretboard tail doesn't touch the body. And this one here is the same, only as cantilever. There's a part up underneath it, but the edges of it don't touch the body. Like, it's incredible what they're doing. It certainly makes a difference in the sound, the volume, when the whole top is vibrating, right? So, anyhow, that's a review that's coming up. And these guys, Hsienmo, Sienmo, with an H at the beginning. The H is silent. So check them out. Sienmo Guitars. And yeah, geez, we went down a rabbit hole there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's normal for this show. Correct.
Super chat from Ian Rossiter.
Ian Rossiter.
I blew out my rotator cuff 6 months ago and can't play as much or as vigorously. How do you deal with your injuries that you've had?
Well, the only injuries that I've had that affect my playing are I broke my back in a car wreck in 2009, and that healed quite well. But from time to time, standing up on stage at night holding guitar for 2 hours can take it out of me, but it's very seldom that ever happens. And the only other injury was the leg that I took out three years ago. Tore a muscle off the bone in the legs. The leg's a little weak on one side, but I don't have any other serious physical injuries that prevent me from playing, except for the bursitis in my left shoulder and the arthritis in the side of my neck, which I got from playing the fiddle. So that's why I don't play the fiddle anymore, because it hurts. Guitar doesn't hurt at all, because I don't have to squeeze up that side of my body and hold of, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You play the fiddle. So when you're doing that, for 4 hours a night, you're just crushing this muscle group all night long. It gets into everything, and unfortunately, it took me out of the fiddle world. But honestly, I don't really care, because I love the guitar, and people ask me at shows and stuff, it's like, well, why don't you bring the fiddle? Because I just don't give a shit. I'd rather play the guitar. The guitar is way more
You play the fiddle occasionally.
Not very much. I
Twice
never
occasionally.
play it live. I haven't carried a fiddle on the road in probably 10 years. And I won't start. It isn't going to happen. Because the guitar, I find the more time I spend on the guitar, you know this yourself, because you're always playing, right? You're like I was when I was your age. When I was 20, I played all the time. And the more you put into the guitar, the more you get out. So even at the age of 55, when I'm playing the guitar every night, I get better every night. I learn something every night about what I'm doing. It's amazing after playing for 50 years that you're still learning. But that's the beauty of the guitar.
Yeah.
That's why we all do it. It is not an instrument you will ever master. Nope, like even the greatest masters of all time, like Segovia and Chet Atkins and all these guys, especially Segovia, I loved, because he was, still giving concerts in his 80s, recognized as the greatest classical guitarist that ever lived. And the press would come down and say, Mr. Segovia, we understand you still play. You still practice 3 to 4 hours a day in your 80s. Why? Why would you do that? And he goes, I think I'm still improving. And it was true. It is true. The more you play, the better you get. Doesn't matter how old you are or how long you've been playing. You learn something every time you pick it up. And that's the beauty of it. It's probably one of the only instruments that's like that, I believe, It's so versatile, and it's so many variables in it, right?
Nobody's ever hit the ceiling.
No.
There is a ceiling probably built into the instrument, but it goes far beyond anything we've ever been able to do with 10 digits.
I agree.
You could master the wiffle board, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look at what all these guys did, like Django Reinhardt, and Chet, and Segovia, and Jerry Reed, and you go on the other side of the fence, you get like Steve Vai, Yngwie Malmsteen, Joe Satriani, Jimi Hendrix. Like these guys took the guitar to levels that were unheard of. But guess what? It ain't the ceiling.
No.
That's the scary part. And you can see guys on Facebook, in reels on Facebook that you've never heard of, playing stuff that is so far above the ceiling of what was even 20 years ago. You just go, where have I been? How did I miss that? But there's guys raising the ceiling, but they'll never actually find it, because the guitar is designed that way. the guitar, I think, is probably the most expressive instrument you can possibly play, except for maybe the violin. The fiddle is expressive, but the fiddle...
It's got more of a human vocal touch to it.
Yep. It's a human voice, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it does have a ceiling. You can't go beyond very much what the fiddle's capable of. We know what it's capable of. Ever since Paganini, we knew what it's capable of. And you can't really go above that because of the physicality of the instrument.
Because the bridge is bent.
Yep.
And if you're using a straight thing, you can only hit 2 of them at a time.
That's right.
There's only so much you can do with that.
So the guitar is a whole other beast. It may not be as vocally inspiring as a violin, but it depends on whose hands it's in too, right? So that's a big thing. And yeah. So that was a good question. I went in another rabbit hole. Next.
Super chat from Colin Dolan.
Colin Dolan, all the way from Ireland.
Great to see y'all back with Jud too. Just wondering, what size is your shirt? I'm looking for some bed sheets. Jesus. Harsh. They're starting on you early.
Yeah. Well, Colin. You should ask your mother. She would know what size my shirt is. She slept in it enough times. Next.
Getting dirty here tonight. Hitting below the belt.
I can't believe I went there.
Your mama jokes.
Sorry, Colin. I love you, man. I'm just kidding.
Oh, dear.
I think that should be time for a tune.
I think so.
I think we need to have a little Buddy Holly music here. Oh, Jesus.
Good for your work.
We're just... Okay, that's an emergency.
Evacuate, evacuate.
Evacuate.
There's paper towel to your left there.
The cleanup music.
Yes.
I can't believe I did that.
I can. How many times have you done that? Like 1,000?
Well, it's because I can't see out of the side of my glasses. These progressive lenses, I got no peripheral vision whatsoever, unless I turn my head. All right. All right, let's see here. Let me your capo.
Oh,
We
yeah.
get the only working capo. B's flat, B's sharp. And so is the E. Oh, it's sharp. There you go. There you go. Give her, drive her.
Blue days, black nights, blue tears keep on falling for you, dear. Now you're gone. Blue days, black nights, my heart keeps on calling for you, dear. And you alone. Memories of you make me sorry. I gave you reason to doubt me, but now you're gone, and I am left here all alone with blue memories. I think of you. Blue days, black nights, I didn't realize I would miss you the way I do. I will pay for the times I have made you blue. Memories of you make me sorry. I gave you reason to doubt me, but now you're gone, and I am left here all alone with blue memories. I think of you. Days, black nights, my heart keeps on calling for you, dear, and you alone.
Sweet. Wicked. Jud Gunning. What are you going to do? Time for some sipping cream. Soaked in beer.
Trying to spell it.
Oh my god, the list is screwed.
Can you still read it?
Oh, it was upside down. I couldn't tell.
We'll do our best. We'll wait till it dries out and see what happens.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Cannot be
Well,
trusted.
we'll figure it out.
Can't be trusted with liquids.
Ken next.
Like a toddler, gotta give you a lid. I got a super chat from Bob George.
Bob George.
Just bought a 77K Yari YW 500P.
Nice.
Your thoughts on installing a K&K / SGI pickup, or should I leave a 50-year-old girl be?
Oh no, put a pickup in it. That guitar especially would benefit from an SGI. Because they're fatter and warmer sounding. That's what I would do. Get one from Roger. Brickhouse Guitars in Kitchener, Ontario. BrickhouseGuitars.com, I think it is. And get an SGI. They come now with and without a volume wheel. I don't use volume wheels, but you can have one if you want. And that's the pickup you want in that guitar. Nice and fat and warm. But pick up that whole instrument really well. Yeah, absolutely. Driver. Kernercht.
Super chat from Ryan Eddy.
Ryan Eddy.
What's a good budget-friendly mandolin? I bought a cheap pawn shop one to learn on and see if I liked it. Now I want to get a good one.
Eastman. Absolutely, no question. You can find Eastmans from $300 right to $5,000. So just go to and they're depending on what country. I guess we don't know what country he's in, do we?
No.
But they're in every country. Canada, they're all in L&M, Long and McQuaid's, and I mean they're distributed everywhere. So the Eastman, yeah, Eastman is the best. Eastman is the best. You know, and I shouldn't say they're bargain because the ones that I get aren't bargain. They're expensive as hell. Well, they're not as hell, but they're expensive. They're not cheap mandolins. I used two of them. I have an F and an A of the same model, and but Ginger has one that cost I think
What's that?
$600, and is one of the best mandolins I've ever played or heard, and they come cheaper than that. So, yeah, Eastman is the key.
Oh, Ryan's here in Nova Scotia.
Go to any L&M in this province, and you'll find an Eastman mandolin that'll blow your mind. Kernercht.
Super chat from Drew Bowski.
Drew Belsky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Beaumont Rag. On the B part, rhythm guitar stops and you run a quick dissonant riff. What is that? If not on the form, no problem. Thanks for what you do.
Well,
Jeepers Creepers.
it can be many things. But the Doc version was... That's it. Dying.
Jesus.
Give me a second. TV. Doc did a very major lick. But you can put anything in there.
Here, I got one.
What's that?
I got one that's easy enough.
All right.
Easy enough.
Yeah. And the most famous one that Doc did was...
He just stopped.
Yeah, he just stopped, did nothing. Christ, help me. Okay, I'm good. We've all been doing this for like 4 weeks.
It's rather irritating.
Okay. Yes, woman, rag, lick, think, don't die. Connect before I die. TB.
No.
COVID.
No.
Connect.
Not that either. And pack of cigarettes. Question from Guitar Dog.
Guitar Dog.
Other than a song for a winter's night, what are some of your favorite songs for the holidays?
I don't have any. I hate Christmas music.
No, you don't.
I do.
You like
Despise
listening
it.
to Christmas music while we decorate the tree.
That's just because I'm forced to by custom.
That's not true. He's lying. He's so full of shit.
I don't know. I don't really have any favorite. How can you have favorite Christmas music?
People do, I imagine.
I'm not sure I understand that. It's all the same.
Right.
Right.
No,
It's
there's
like name your 4 favorite eggnogs.
Yeah.
Different kind of eggnog you can get. It's all the same, isn't it?
Yeah. Farmers, Scotsburn.
There's
But
two.
yeah, it's true.
Christmas music.
Yeah, it's all the same. So,
I like Daddy's beer. Alright, on brand.
yeah,
There you go. Just say that and move on.
all the Christmas music I like is all like God Boy stuff, and you don't like that stuff. So
I don't.
I love that stuff. I find that very. I find all that stuff very emotionally satisfying. It makes me cry.
You like the Little Drummer Boy. That is your favorite.
I like my version of it,
If I had to say which one is yours, I'd say it's that one.
not anybody else's version. Because I like the story. And I'm the only one who told it. Really, if every other version is just about this bullshit drum part that they keep putting in there, and people go rumpa pum pum, but it's a kid's song that way. But if you listen to the story of that song, you can't help but be moved by that song, by that story, right? Little fella that's, doesn't think he has a prayer, and all of a sudden he's the star of the show.
I see it from the other side. New mom with a baby, some asshole comes in banging on a drum.
Yeah, that's why I just, I mentioned earlier that you're extra secular. We're not going to get into that.
Jaded might be the word. I don't know. Anywho, moving on.
It's clear you need Jesus in your life. Okay, next.
No comment. Joe, brother Joe's here.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get on you for sure.
Yeah, I know. He always gets mad at me. He wants to know what your 3 favorite turkeys are.
Well, I would say the Larson's cook from Thawed, and then the Butterball pre-stuffed cooked from Frozen, and then as a secondary, the Butterball turkey roll that comes with like black and white, and it's stuffed. Those are my 3 favorite turkeys.
There you go.
Get here.
What is life?
What are we doing right now? I think you need to sing another song, Judd. Do Midnight at the Stir Me Deep. Let me get in the right key.
'Twas midnight on the stormy deep. My solitary watch I'd keep and think of her I'd left behind and ask if she'd be true and kind. I never shall forget the day that I was forced to go away in silence. There my head she'd rest and press me to her loving breast. There's other girls as good as me, but none can love you true as I. Pray don't go where the bullets fly. The deep, deep sea may us divide, and I may be some other's bride, but still my thoughts will sometimes stray to the way back, far, far away. Never have proved false to thee. The heart I gave was true as time, but you have proved untrue to me. I can no longer call thee mine, then fare thee I'd rather make my home upon some icy lake where the southern sun refused to shine, than to trust a love so false as thine.
Nicely done, Jud Gunning. That was wicked. Wow, that's wicked. Holy Shitballs. Alright. That's enough of you. Next.
Someone commented on the John Prine lyric you were talking about.
Yes.
Little pitchers have big ears refers to watch what you say around little kids.
Yep.
Don't say yep like you knew that.
What's that? I did know it, because there's more than one. There's several meanings to that line that I've just discussed with myself over 20 years. And that's one of them. Okay, next. Anybody?
Scrolling. Stand by. Caller, please hold. Super chat from Mark Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Jud's old soul voice is just killer. I love it.
Thank you.
Jud Gunning.
Mm-hmm.
He's here all week. Okay, next.
Terry Himes says he kind of reminds me of the late Ricky Nelson.
I can see that. Yeah.
Ricky Nelson.
Yeah. That's a compliment.
Must have been a real handsome looking dude.
He was.
I don't know, no. Ricky Nelson.
Yeah. Drove into the side of a mountain in a helicopter.
Oh, he did?
Don't do that.
No.
Okay, next.
Why was he driving a helicopter?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, next.
That's your first mistake.
Nope, taken.
A question from...
You know who it is.
Do I? No.
I went to a garden party and made old friends. That guy.
Oh yeah, Ricky Nelson.
But before that, he was the star of Ozzie and Harriet. Ozzie and Harriet in the 50s, right?
Ozzie and Harriet.
Yeah,
Huh.
the old Dick Van Dyke.
Oh, he
era.
was way back.
Way back.
50s.
Yeah, and he became a teen idol in the 60s.
Huh.
Yeah, he did Fools Rush In.
Oh, yeah.
That guy. That's Ricky Nelson. He was a monster. Yeah, he's better looking than Elvis. Okay, next.
Question from Jimmy V.
Who?
Jimmy V.
Jimmy V.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it.
I don't think I've ever heard you talk about Roy Clark's talent. In your opinion, is he up there with Chet Atkins and Jerry Reed, etc.?
No, he's not. But he's still a monster. Roy Clark was a very underrated guitar player and musician in general. But he made $1 bazillion off it. So, I mean, who cares if he's not recognized? He was an amazing musician, and his guitar playing was not the caliber of Chet or Jerry and those things, but the way he pulled it off in front of the audience is what made him. It made him exciting. He was just a great musician, and an entertainer. And, there was lots of guitar players, better than him technically. But it didn't matter because he sold it so well, what he did, that it didn't matter. But he was a brilliant guitar player, and not the same kind of player as Chet and Jerry. Just a different... I don't even know how to describe it. He was a great technician, but it wasn't that kind of technician.
Yeah.
If you watch him from the early days, the 50s and 60s, the man had serious speed and serious chops, but it wasn't the same kind of thing as other guitar players are doing. He was an entertainer and a comedian.
Yeah.
He made people laugh and made them feel comfortable watching a guy just play the guitar, which was a big thing in those days, right? Because Chet couldn't do that. Chet go on the stage, and they all said Chet looked like you were watching paint dry, because he didn't do anything. He was so over the top level ability that he couldn't clown and mug at the camera and he couldn't do it. So he was just doing this thing, and he had this beautiful beatific smile on his face. Well, that wasn't enough. People wanted to be entertained. So this is one of the reasons why guitar players that are, every guitar player is substandard to Chet. But guitar players that don't have those kind of chops that Chet and Jerry had, many of those players like Roy surpassed Chet and Jerry because they sold what they did better, Jerry sold everything he did, but Jerry wasn't that interested in being a musician. He liked acting, he liked producing, he liked writing. I think the performing for Jerry was probably the least of his worries. He just did it because...
Yeah, it looks like it when he's on stage. He doesn't look like he's worried about anything.
No, he just didn't give a shit. Right? So, that's where, if you put Roy... If you look at what Roy Clark did as an entertainer, I'd put him above those guys in a lot of ways because of how he... You also have to remember this guy was a fantastic singer. Played banjo, guitar, fiddle, dobro, mandolin. He could play anything. He came from the mountain country, right? Like he grew up playing all that old Appalachian music and knew how to do it right. And so he was pretty goddamn impressive to a crowd of New Yorkers that had no clue what this music was even supposed to sound like. You know what I mean? And that's and he sold it. He made it metropolitan. He made country music cool, and that's what I think where his greatest thing was. Because I'm a huge Roy Clark fan. I always have been, and it's hard to describe him. Now that he's gone, and there's no real quick evidence of what he did. You're just piecing together YouTube videos. It's hard to quantify what he did because he did so much. So, yeah, if you don't know about Roy Clark and you're listening to this, just go to YouTube and search Roy Clark and watch 100 videos, because it'll blow your mind what he was capable of doing and how he sold it to every audience. He was the kind of player that wouldn't leave the stage until everybody was fully entertained, right?
Yeah.
And that's hard to do.
And leave them wanting more.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, as an entertainer, there's nobody could touch him. As an instrumentalist entertainer, he was hard to beat. I'll tell you that right now. So yeah, a good question. And
Mm-hmm.
I've talked about Roy before, so it isn't the first time. I'm sure there's people out here that remember me talking about how much I loved him and still do.
Mm-hmm. We have a question from Terry.
Who?
Terry.
Terry?
It's Terry.
Terry.
Terry, just Terry. One
Hi,
name
Terry.
only. I'm curious, with the fretboard not attached to the top, no, wait, hang on now. It says don't, but I think don't you lose vibration?
No. You actually gain it a different way. So the way these guitars are built, the fingerboard tail doesn't touch the top, but the neck block is super reinforced. The way that they connect the neck to the body creates a connection, transference between top and back, just like Yamaha. See, this is Asian thinking, right? They've been doing this for years at Yamaha and stuff to build this neck block that completely joins the top and the back together in vibration. So what this does by not touching the top is creates all that space. Like that much space is now vibrating freely that wasn't vibrating before. And plus the neck block is so stout that it connects to the guitar probably better than a normal neck joint, because it has to, because there's no connection here. So that's why. Like this guitar here has what they call a cantilevered neck, which has the neck block coming up through the top and touching the fingerboard tail, but the rest of it is not touching the top. So they're built. The neck block is hugely structurally sound, and it connects the fingerboard tail to the block, right? Which is even more vibration. So yeah, don't forget, this idea of having a cantilevered neck or a floating fingerboard like this one was done 200 years ago. Gibson did this, and Martin did this. This was something this is old school. It's not a new idea. So yeah, it does make a massive difference. Massive difference. And an interesting one. It brings about a lot of sonicalities that you would not generally see otherwise. And you can tell too when you plug it into an amp, it's just livelier. There's something going on with it that's just a bit more edgy than a standard built guitar, right? So I loved it. I played this at a concert 2 nights ago, and it sounded unbelievable. And even the sound man was like, "What is that guitar?" There you go. So, next.
A super chat from Jamie Reed says, he's Dave's son, all right. The world is his oyster. Incredible talent, Jud. Keep at it.
Thank you.
Next.
I got a highlighted chat from Terry Short.
Terry Short.
Hi, guys. What about Glenn Campbell?
Again, Glenn Campbell's one of the most underrated guitar players that ever lived. That guy was a friggin' monster. Absolute monster. Now, he was a technician. He wasn't out there playing guitar to entertain people by itself, right? He could have, but he didn't. And he did include instrumentals in his show. But Glenn Campbell was a fucking monster. That guy knew the neck of the guitar, backwards and forwards, up and down. Just unbelievable talent that guy had as a guitar player. He was one of my very first heroes. And if you want to, you can go on Spotify and look through his discography, and you'll find a guitar album called The Astounding 12-String Guitar of Glenn Campbell. And that album on Capitol Records, it's him and the Wrecking Crew. Because that's where he was then. This is 1963. Him and the Wrecking Crew, and they made an instrumental record of him on the 12-string. And it's unbelievable. He was, and it completely altered my life as a player, because I won my first guitar competition at the age of 9 years old by playing one of the tunes off that record. I lifted his solo, like, and everything. Like, I played the head the way he did, but I also lifted this insane solo he took. And I won my first contest playing his music that, frankly, nobody had heard of. And one of the judges was Gordy Tapp from Hee Haw. Right? Gordy Tapp knew all about Glenn Campbell. Glenn Campbell had been on Hee Haw more than once, right? But yet, it flew over his head. I never forget it, because I was so short I couldn't reach the mic. So Gordy Tapp jumped out of the judge's seat and got up on stage and grabbed the mic and sat there and held the mic for me while I played. And he laughed and laughed and laughed the whole time I was playing. He nearly shit himself. And I won the contest. And playing music that they should have known. A Nashville man should have known that, right? But they didn't. It was, and that's why that album's so important. It was under the radar, and it shows. If you listen to that record carefully, don't just slough through it. Listen to what he did and what he was capable of on a 12-string guitar, an old Gibson trapeze bridge B, whatever it was, B31 or 30, whatever the hell it was. Old crappy OM Gibson guitar, right? He tore the crap out of that thing. Stretching strings. Like every trick in the book, he did it on that guitar. And it just goes to show, you just listen to that one album and you go, damn. And then you think about all the guitar music that was on his hit songs. He did all of it. He played all that stuff. He played bass for the Beach Boys. He played guitar in the Wrecking Crew for years. He was a studio musician. So yeah, Glenn Campbell was one of the greatest guitar players of all time. And should rightfully be recognized and remembered as such. So there you go. Okay, next.
Not a lot here. Can't see any more questions.
Well, there we go then. So we're gonna have to. You want to have one more tune?
Sure.
What do you want to play?
I'm here. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, let's do Cannonball Rag. You hit all the hard stuff. Take it easy on the old man. Jud Gunning. Well done, my friend. You are a talent to behold.
Beaners?
So, let's see. The question for tonight, to put on the bleary list. Oh yes, that I can still see.
Oh, you hear Jack coming?
Jack.
Poor Jacko. Jack has actually got this cold. He's been doing this weird cough for about 2 weeks. And we have, like, Ginger's been coughing for a month. I just started coughing about a week and a half ago. And we're dying. I don't care. I'm going to have some more sipping cream. So the question is... This is a hard one. Oh! I know what it is. What is the famous sitcom that Roy Clark appeared on that completely blew everybody's mind? He played Malagueña on this uber famous sitcom in the 70s. What was the name of the sitcom that he appeared on?
Is that even something you talked about today?
Well, we talked about Roy.
I guess so, yeah. Play us some thinking music.
Give us some thinking music, Jud. Yeah. Let's get dinged by everybody. Let's pay money to everyone. That's it, son. Yeah, man. That's the way Chet did it. Any answers over there, Ginger?
Several.
Who's got the first one? This is the best theme music we've had when we're doing this.
Is it Hee Haw?
Nope.
The Odd Couple.
There you go.
That's James Graff.
James Graff.
Yeah.
James Graff. Nope, not Jamie Reed. Oh, he's number 22.
We'll go to there. Alrighty then, Brother Joe with The Odd Couple.
Oh, Joe's not on here.
No.
There you go, Joe. You are number 41, buddy. And who is number 2? Who's next?
Guitar Dog
Guitar Dog. That's new.
with The Odd Couple.
Yep. Guitar Dog, you are number 42. There we go, boys. That was a good question. If they hadn't talked about Roy Clark, I would have never thought of it. Let's play the Temper Trio on the way out. You know that one, don't you?
No, not a clue.
You will in a minute. Love you guys. Big thank you to Jud Gunning for being here. Tremendous guitar player. Thanks to Ginger for being in the house. Thanks for my lungs for not exploding too badly during the show. You'll know this one.